Yo, what is up you lot, my name is Asai. Welcome back to a brand new Walking Dead video where we're actually going to be talking about anything post Walking Dead season 4 episode 4 Take Us Back. So this is going to be quite interesting because we're going to be talking about what if we got an episode 5 to the Walking Dead, the final season 4 episode 4, right? So of course season 4 episode 4 was the finale, Take Us Back. However, in the entertainment industry, a lot of times we will usually get sometimes a one-off season, like a special season or a special episode, to kind of just be like almost like a tribute to the whole season. Prison Break has got it, you know, from season 1 to season 4, I believe that was the main storyline, and then season 5 was actually a shorter season, but it was more of like a special season. And of course that was kind of an idea, just, you know, because Prison Break was so like demanded of another season, people love Prison Break, they made like another season, a shorter season, a much more shorter season. Most seasons in Prison Break are around 20 episodes, but this one's kind of like just 9 episodes, just a special one-off, and there you go. So what if we got an episode 5 to the Walking Dead, the finale season episode? After episode 4, of course, Take Us Back, the story kind of concluded and it could be reopened. Of course, we did get told that we are going to potentially be getting more content on the Walking Dead. Whether it's particularly Clementine's story or not is obviously up to debate and up to interpretation. However, that is very much dependent on what Skybound feels like the right thing to do is, and if they want to just leave it off as it is, because the Walking Dead season 4 episode 4 was for the most part a good episode. I've liked it, to be fair. Yes, of course there was some things that could have been better, and there's a lot of things that could have been worse. So for the most part it was a good episode. But what if we got an episode 5? That would have been quite interesting, just for the sole fact that they can easily reopen the story and do a major time skip somewhere where, you know, we just kind of understand what the life is going on, how the life is in the boarding school after, of course, Clementine and AJ have settled into, you know, the boarding school. If there's any more characters that are dead, any more characters that have joined us, it could be really interesting. Think of it as in the Walking Dead season 1 episode 2, where there was a 3-month time skip. We can realistically have something like that, you know, season 1 episode 2, when we go into the motel and we settled in. And then of course we had a 3-month time skip where of course we had another, you know, we're still in the motor inn, of course, but of course we had the addition of Mark, who is a new character. So of course in season 4 episode 5, if we were to have an episode 5, it could be quite interesting, you know, just where we have kind of like a shorter, maybe like a 2 hour 30, maybe even 3-hour episode, where, you know, there's a clear villain and it's kind of like the pace is a bit quicker, but there's also slow moments. And of course maybe we'll get the addition of another character, and of course we'll be playing as AJ this time. You know, maybe in a couple years they could do a major time skip of a couple years, just have AJ as a more dependable and more entertaining character to be playable as, of course. So that could always be possible. And of course we're gonna see Clementine from a different point of view, you know, considering of course that her leg was shot off. We can definitely see her perspective, you know, of, you know, being a cripple basically, and she can't do as much action. So of course, you know, where we have the action paced moments where we're with AJ, Lewis or Violet determinedly, and of course the slower moments, you know, the kind of character development could be where we have Clementine in the boarding school and we kind of talk to Clementine and she gives us tips and hints, you know, what to do. And, you know, it could be a great way to actually reopen season 4 and do like a one-off episode 5. Now that would be quite interesting. You don't necessarily have to do it, but it'd be quite an interesting scenario. Of course, tell me what you guys think about this idea. How likely it is, I don't think it's very likely, to be fair. However, I would be absolutely down for a one-off season 5 special episode, where of course we kind of like reopen the story and conclude it once again. Of course the reason why I can see them not doing it is because of 2 main reasons, and that is, one, there's a lot of determinate characters, of course, in a way. You know, you got the Clementine and you got she's not determined, of course, but you got like people like Violet, Lewis, Ten, a lot of those determinate characters. So of course they will have to put in a little bit more of work. However, of course it is very possible, because, you know, determinate characters, of course there wasn't as many determinate characters in season 4. However, you know, the ones that were determinate we are kind of held with better. So of course we could potentially see that. The second reason why I don't see them reopening the story is because, to be fair, like, it's a legacy. They've done it well for the most part. You know, season 3 was a bit of a disappointment, but season 4 as a whole was pretty much a solid season. You know, of course, it had its benefits, it had its, you know, low moments, but for the most part it was a very good season. And of course them reopening kind of has a risk in a way of customer satisfaction. And of course, you know, episode 4 for the most part, from the people I've chatted to anyway, have said that the season ended up on a solid, you know, on a solid note. So if they were to open it, they need to also have the pressure of, you know, closing back the season on a positive note, and that is of course it being a special episode and stuff like that. A lot of people are gonna play it, and there will be a lot of attention towards it. So of course they need to have, you know, there is going to be a risk of them making a good episode. Anyway, that was my idea. Tell me what you guys think about this idea. Let's leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, and tell me what you guys think of a special episode, episode 5, in the comment section down below. And as a bonus fun question, what would you name the episode if there was an episode 5? Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and in a bit.